Welcome, friends of the Crawford, to our CorkAbout at the Cork Craft and Design Christmas Market in St. Patrick's Woolen Mills. And it's a fantastic event, as you can see around me. Family friendly, pet friendly. The little doggies are dressed up in Christmas clothes and everything down here, so there's a great buzz about the place. And we've been just checking out some of the makers and their stands around, and we're going to have a chat with some of them in a little while. So it's definitely one. This is their first of two markets that they're doing for Christmas, and it's definitely a beautiful, safe space for you to come down and start your Christmas shopping. So let's pop over and chat with Keira, one of the ceramists here in the market here. Well, friends, I've popped over here to the fantastic stand here with Keira OBrien. Keira, it's lovely to see your work here today.
Thanks so much.
You're a graduate of Crawford College of Art and Design, I believe.
Yes, I am, in 2006.
Fantastic. And you are now teaching yourself, so you're in
Yeah, I'm just started doing night classes there, so that happens every Wednesday evening, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
And was it always ceramics that you were working with? Did you mention some printing that you do as well?
I do some block printing as well, because I incorporated it into the ceramics too. I do a lot of sgraffito, which kind of mirrors block printing. So I've just tipped along at that for a few years, and again I'm hoping to give a class in that in the new year. And it's just something else I really enjoy. You know, it's like another form of kind of carving and stuff too.
We were just admiring your work because it's such a personal element. So with your ceramics, you have built in every occasion, so be it a new birth or be it a new family home, but also personalised them for individuals so they can put in requests.
Of course, yeah. So I think my work has always been about the people that I connect, and the people who are in your life, you know, and how important it is to let them feel that you think about them and you know them really well. And so there might be a memory that you have of somebody, or say somebody has passed away, or it's about your mother or an aunt or a friend. They're special people in your life, so you want to kind of embrace that, you know. So yeah, I do a lot of miniatures. So I do people on benches, and I do these things called wall pillows, which are about memories, and really that's what it's about. I can make anything, but I just incorporated it into a scenario so that it feels like a photo's been taken, or it's some sort of memory or association with a person who you really love.
That's lovely, and it really comes across in your work, and I think that's such a personal thing and a special thing for anybody receiving a gift like that. Your work can be found, you said you just recently joined here in the Woolen Mills here in Douglas, but your work is also found in Kinsale.
It's in the boathouse in Kinsale, and I'm also part of an artist co-op called the OBrien Artist Collective in Carrigaline, and you can find us. Our gallery is there on the main street, and there's lots of artists there, and I can also be found in Kenmare, Mill Cove Gallery, and the Open Window Gallery in Rathmines.
Brilliant. Well, it was lovely meeting with you today.
Thanks so much. Thanks for today. It was great.
Perfect. Thanks, Keira. Thank you. Well, friends of the Crawford, I'm after popping over here to some fantastic acrylics that have really caught my eye, and one in particular is the work here by Tom Hardman. Lovely to meet you, Tom.
And you too.
Tom is a self-taught artist. We were just chatting about the power of YouTube and about what you can learn from YouTube from your own sitting room, which of course is really important nowadays when people have been trapped inside for so long. But Tom has been working for the past few years with acrylics and has created some absolutely wonderful paintings here. Tom, tell us a little bit about your interest in painting in particular.
Well, I suppose originally when I was probably about 17 or 18, I dabbled with oil paints just to see, and I never really went at it after that again. But I always knew it was something that I had to explore further. So when I came to the point that the kids were getting older and I was able to get a kind of a decent block of time, 2 and 3 hours at a go, I set myself up that way then, and then I just set out to learn. And I suppose it's just self-taught, YouTube, watching videos, learning the techniques and then applying them. And a lot of, I suppose, just reflection and photographs and learning. And it's hard now to look at anything without seeing a possible painting. And it's a kind of a curse in a way, and I'm sure other artists would know that. But that's where I've evolved to.
That's fantastic. And you've a beautiful painting here. I'm just going to show it to you in a minute, friends, as a still. And it's from a site that we know and cherish well in the gallery. So you're standing up in the top of Patrick's Hill. What did you say the name of this area was?
It's called Bell's Field, top of Patrick's Hill, so it's looking across at the north side. It'd be familiar to a lot of people from maybe the young offenders.
Yes.
Or lockdown picnics, let's call them as well,
So, and you've captured it, covered with snow, and you've brought in the blues and the greys of a winter evening, but you've popped it with all of the lovely yellows and oranges. So, and you've created lovely groups of revelry going on at the top of the hill here. So this was kind of a Christmas project of mine a couple of years ago. I wanted to kind of take myself back to my own childhood, where we grew up with lots of hills around, and it's like one of those snow days where you're coming up to the end of the day, and you're frozen, and all you want to do is defrost, but you don't want to give up on the snow, and darkness is falling, and I wanted to put myself into that scene. And I feel like I've captured that. So I've done that, like, by putting other people around me. They're all doing different things. I put kind of warming lights on in the houses and the buildings to give that the call of it. And I didn't over detail the characters as well, because I wanted to keep it kind of a cartoon like aspect to it. That's fantastic. It really is calling, and we're nearly feeling it ourselves today. Tom, standing at this side, we're at the opposite side from the sunshine here, so we're actually feeling the cold, but you're still sticking around because there is a fantastic atmosphere around the place. Lots of people are coming around. Where can we see more of your work for sale?
Instagram, so Tom Herdman Paintings on Instagram, on Facebook, Tom Herdman Paintings, and I have a website that I don't keep up to date as much as I should do, and it's www.tomhardman.com.
That's fantastic. It's actually really warmed our spirits here today. So thank you so much for your time today, Tom. Delighted, and we're looking forward to seeing more of your work.
Thank you very much.
Well, friends of the Crawford, we're just going to finish up on a really high note here. It's a really beautiful stand that we've come across, and it's Fiona Lynch's Goldie Threads. How are you today, Fiona? I'd say you're a bit frozen in here now today.
The fingers are a little bit numb at this point now, but we're having a great day. There's a great atmosphere around, so it's going well.
I was just chatting with Fiona, and she was letting me know she's another graduate of Crawford College of Art and Design, and that she had been working in a different area altogether before lockdown. But when lockdown came along, the creative energy started flowing again. Could you tell us a little bit about that, Fiona?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, like most people during lockdown, most days were spent kind of just walking in the countryside and watching the birds in the garden, and that's where it all really, the spark came from. I wanted to start creating little embroidery pieces of birds, and then that kind of led on to a lot of dog related stuff because I adore dogs, and other little creative pieces with houseplants as well. Of course, that was a big thing for a lot of people during lockdown. So it was all the different little things that kept me going during lockdown that inspired all my pieces.
And you use a combination of technology and sewing in this. Could you tell us a little bit about how that works for you?
Absolutely. So all of the patterns are created using a special digitizing software. So you're basically drawing in stitches, and then that's fed into an embroidery machine. So it kind of stitches it all out for you. But you have to, there's a lot of babysitting with the machine, lots of broken threads and changing colours and that kind of thing. So it's a long process, but it's a very satisfying one.
And your work, where can we find more of your work, Fiona?
So I have an Etsy, which is on my Instagram. You can find my Instagram at goldiethreads.embroidery, and I also have a website, goldiethreadsembroidery.com.
Brilliant. Well, they're absolutely gorgeous, and especially I'm loving the different colours in the leaves and the different plants, and a lot of the bird ones I believe have already been sold, because you usually sell as well here in St Patrick's Woolen Mills as well, in the Cork Craft and Design store.
That's right. So my pieces were online. I think in the new year I'm going to try get some pieces that will be in store. But yeah, Cork Craft and Design has been amazing to get this going for me. So I owe them a lot, and I'm very appreciative of them. So
that's fantastic. It's a wonderful initiative here, friends. So do come down, check it out for yourselves, or you can go online if you're not in the Cork area. You can go online and check out their online store for Christmas. Thank you very much for your time today. Delighted to see your work here today. Thank you.